Welcome back to Moving to Hampton Roads. In today's video, we're going to continue our exploration of the Jamestown area of Williamsburg, Virginia, by looking at several neighborhoods located right around where Neckoland Road splits off from Jamestown Road. These are all really great single-family neighborhoods, and one of them could be your next landing spot. So stick around and we'll get right to it. My name is David Tortellini, and I help people just like you buy and sell property here in the Williamsburg area of southeastern Virginia and really throughout all of Hampton Roads. If this is your first time to the channel, do me a favor and click that subscribe button so you can be alerted to all of our future videos. And then when you're ready, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My team and I are here, and we would absolutely love to help you out with your move to Williamsburg. So the way today's video is going to work is we're mostly going to be in the car, and I'm going to be driving you through these four neighborhoods and telling you a lot about them, playing a little music in the background, and that way you can get a good feel for the whole neighborhood. And these neighborhoods are all going to be located where Neckoland Road breaks off from Jamestown Road. So this is a really great area. If you watched our last video, we were down Neckoland further where we looked at three neighborhoods there, and I can put a link up here in the corner so you can go check that video out as well. Now we're going to start off in Lake Powell Point and Lake Powell Forest. So two separate neighborhoods that really kind of combine to make one good sized neighborhood. They really are, for all intents and purposes, one neighborhood. And then we're going to head down to the Cottages at Stonehaven and then up to Settlers Mill, which is a big, beautiful neighborhood. Before we get in the car, I want to jump over to the map just to show you where these neighborhoods are, show you what's around them so you can kind of get your bearings on where we are looking today. All right, let's head over to the map. Okay, we're here on the map, and let's just start with kind of what you're probably already familiar with. And so that's Jamestown Settlement down here and Colonial Williamsburg here. So I'm sure you know Colonial Williamsburg here, William and Mary campus. And then we're just heading straight on out of there and right on down 31 or Jamestown Road and heading down to our neighborhoods, which will be down in this area right here. Before we do that, let's just show you where you are in relation to a few other things. So Busch Gardens is right down here. So maybe about a 10-minute drive to the neighborhoods we're looking at today. And of course, Water Country USA being right down the street from that. Really popular for families in the area to have the season passes and renew those. They're not cheap, but if you go 4 or 5 times at the most, or at the minimum, I should say, you will pay for them because they are a great deal, and it's a great way to get the kids out for something to do on those random days. But lots of other things to do in the area. We've got the Green Spring trails here and the Powhatan Creek trails. You can kind of see that all right here. So it's really cool. There's this great trail system that runs through the Jamestown area, really well maintained, really nice. And you can actually just park kind of right behind Jamestown High School and get on there, or at the elementary school and get right on the trails. And then a lot of the neighborhoods, not the ones that we look at today, but a lot of neighborhoods in the area actually connect right to the trails. And then, of course, that also means that you're right by the Capitol Trail, which runs along Route 5 here. So you can kind of see it here. And this is a 50-mile bike trail that takes you all the way to Richmond. So you can start at Jamestown and go all the way to Richmond on that trail. So that is super cool. And there's just a lot of other good stuff to do in the area. I got Billsburg Brewing here, and then right up the street, they opened another one, Frothy Moon. They serve coffee here all day too. So it's Aroma's Coffee. Aroma's is a local, I don't want to call it a chain. There's 2 of them. There's one in Newport News and one in Colonial Williamsburg. The one in Newport News is actually called Captain's Den because it's at Christopher Newport University. So, all right. So that's kind of what's going on in the area. Lots to do. You can easily get up here to Newtown, head up to Trader Joe's, do all the shopping and restaurants and all the fun stuff in the area there. You've got your Publix, and if you've never been to a Publix, they're great. You got your Target over here, and of course your Chick-fil-A, and just a whole lot of other stuff going on in that Newtown area. We've done a video on Newtown as well. That should be an easy one for you to find, and I can actually try and get a link up at the top of this right now so you can see that as well. So our neighborhoods for today, all right, are going to be right here. So this is Lake Powell Forest and Lake Powell Point. So this is the forest right here, and this is the point. And this is Lake Powell, which is how it gets its name. So you really, you might just tell people I live in Lake Powell. And if they know the area, they might say, oh, do you live in the point or the forest? And you tell them which one. But two neighborhoods that really are just one. As you can see, you just come in the same entrance. You have to drive, if you come in this entrance, you drive through Lake Powell Forest to really get to Lake Powell Point. So you'll see while we drive around, it does there's a different feel between the two, and you'll feel it. But they really do kind of come across as just one neighborhood with two different sections. And then we'll come down to the cottages. And so these are anything but cottages. I mean, these are big, beautiful, newer homes. So they're not like little bungalows or anything like that, which is what I would assume something called the cottages would be. Maybe I'm wrong there, but these are very much not cottages. They are big houses. And then we will go up to Settlers Mill, which is right here, which is all up in here. So this is a really nice, big, winding neighborhood. I don't know if we'll quite get to every single nook and cranny of it, but we'll get you down through the main portions of it, give you a good feel for what you can get here in Settlers Mill. So that is it. Let's get in the car, and we're going to start off by going through Lake Powell Forest. Okay, so we are here in Lake Powell Forest, and we're driving along this kind of small park that is between the two communities, but good for walking your dogs and kind of getting out and about for the day. So as we head into the neighborhood, you're going to find that this neighborhood is really great if you do not want to do stairs anymore. Well, I shouldn't say too many stairs. So a lot of first level living in this neighborhood. So Lake Powell Forest is probably about 85 or 90% first floor master bedrooms. And so that at least is going to mean that if you do have some of these homes that you're seeing with the second level, that you still don't necessarily have to go upstairs too much if you don't want to. And I think, for a lot of people moving to Williamsburg, that's a big deal. And homes in this neighborhood are going to range from anywhere from about just under 1,700 square feet up to about 3,400 square feet. So there still are some very nice size homes in this part of the community. And, you're going to see sales here in the past year. It's mid 2023 right now. So last year you've seen sales from about $415,000 to $520,000. So for the area, pretty reasonably priced. If you can get a house in the 400s near Jamestown, you're doing pretty good for yourself. So this is a nice area. You're not going to get a big yard in around here. You might have a very small yard in the backyard, just good enough to, let your dog out, maybe put a grill out there, that kind of thing. And, there is an HOA, of course. It's $39 a month. There aren't really amenities that come with that. There's no community pool or anything like that. So, and in this side, it is it's about 150 homes make up Lake Powell Forest. When we get over to Lake Powell Point, it's about 69, 70 homes over there. So you're going to see much larger homes on that side. So this is, really a great, very approachable, lower maintenance home community. You'll find that a lot of the people that live in this neighborhood are a little bit, a little bit older because they're there for the first floor living and not having to do too much yard work. So really good for anybody in that situation. And that will bring us into the point. So Lake Powell Point, as I mentioned, not nearly as many homes in this part of the neighborhood, about 70 of them. And you're going to find that these homes are going to be clearly bigger, more luxurious. You're looking at homes that start at about 2,400 square feet and go upwards of over 6,000 square feet. So there are a lot of homes in this community that are, a lot of them are in the 3,000 and 4,000 square foot range. So really nice, big community. HOA actually on this side is a little lower. It's only $22 a month, but you know, your price point here kind of starts where Lake Powell Forest ends, and so you're starting around 500 right now, and the highest sale in the past year is 655. So again, bigger, more luxurious part of the community. You're certainly going to get bigger yards, much more, you know, of that big suburban sort of feel. You know, you're going to get a little bit of ground maintenance in these communities. You know, they just maintain the sign basically, and just make sure that everybody has a set of rules for the community to make sure everybody is, you know, not parking their car on the lawn and all that good stuff. So, you know, just really pretty, you know, pretty big homes. But you know, what else can you say about them? You know, it's a lovely neighborhood, and really, if you're looking for that little bit of a higher level, this is the way to go. And the fact that, you know, some of these homes in some other neighborhoods could get you up into the 7s and 8s pretty easily. So the fact that we've been able to stay here in the 6s is pretty good, and we'll see how that progresses over time, and whenever it is that you are watching this video and doing your house hunt. So what I'm going to do now is really just turn it over to the music and let that play for another 3 or 4 minutes as we continue driving through the neighborhood, because even though there aren't a lot of houses, because they are spaced out pretty well, it actually does take a little while to drive through and show you all around. So we'll just let the music play, and then I will see you as we go to our next neighborhood. Okay, and this is going to bring us to the Cottages at Stonehaven. And I don't know if you saw it, but this neighborhood has a great little sign out front. I'm sorry I didn't get a better video of it for you. It's just in an awkward spot for this, but it's just it really catches your eye as you're driving in. And as you can see, you get this kind of like long entry here, so it kind of pulls you off the road and puts you a little bit farther away from any of the traffic. So really neat thing about this neighborhood is it's just a loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive it in one direction, then I'm going to turn around and drive it in the other direction, and then at the end I'm just going to give you kind of a straight ahead camera out the window, pointing straight ahead shot of the whole neighborhood. And I think you'll really appreciate seeing how kind of wide and spread out and how nice it really is. So things to know about this neighborhood: it is 50 homes built between 2014 and 2016. And really right now, you are looking at homes that are anywhere between like 2,000 and 5,000 square feet. So there's a bit of a range. And you know, for the large homes, they're currently selling in the upper 600s, and you can be in the upper 4s for some of the smaller, more like 2,000, 2,200 square foot type of homes. And there's currently a $40 HOA, and there are no amenities. So if you're looking for a pool, clubhouse, tennis courts, that kind of stuff, this neighborhood doesn't have any of that. It's really just there as another one of those, hey, let's just make sure everybody maintains their home and doesn't paint it bright fuchsia and keeps everything, you know, the way it's supposed to be. So as you can see, we're driving by a lot of pretty homes, and that was the full loop. That's the full loop of it. So we're going to turn around and go the other way now. And, you know, one of the things just to note about this neighborhood is it is a Ryan Homes built community. And I think a lot of people have different feelings on Ryan Homes. And so what you'll want to do is just do your research. I mean, these are obviously some bigger, more expensive homes. But, you know, I think people who have been in the, you know, real estate world for a while, or have, you know, maybe owned a couple of homes in the past, have an opinion on Ryan Homes, and you just need to know if it's the right community for you. So, and the right builder. But as you can see, it's really, really a pretty place. And it kind of just gives you that feel right off of, you know, you're off of Necco Land to get to this neighborhood, so you're not off of Jamestown Road. So you just take that left, you veer left onto Necco Land, and then it's your first right. So really easy, convenient neighborhood to get to, close to everything. So we'll just keep driving, and in a second here we'll turn around and show you or we'll turn the camera out the window and show you what it looks like straight ahead, and then we'll head over to our next neighborhood. And that'll bring us into Settlers Mill, and this is our final neighborhood for the day. And this is another one with a nice long entrance into the community. So you don't have the houses just, you know, the second you make the turn, houses. You know, you've got a little bit of separation here between the neighborhood and the road. So this is a really big neighborhood. We are going to do a lot of driving in it. It's going to take about 11 or 12 minutes to get through the whole neighborhood, and I'm usually not going to talk for that long. So to see as much of the 200 homes in this neighborhood as possible, we'll talk for a minute and then let the music play. And then again at the end, I did another straight ahead shot because there are a couple parts that I just think are really beautiful, and they look great from the angle that I was driving, and I wanted you to get that perspective so you kind of see what you would see if you were driving through the community, because normally of course we're sticking the camera right out the side here, and that's not really what you see when you're driving. Though it does put my camera at extreme risk, so we probably aren't going to do it all the time like that. So a couple of things to note here. In this community, there is a clubhouse, playgrounds, pool, and tennis court, which we're just passing. However, the day I was filming this, they were doing some work there. It looked like they were going to repave the parking lot. They made it very clear to me that I was not allowed to go walk around back there. So I didn't get some of the up-close shots for you that I normally would. They really wanted the area clear while they did what they were doing. So there is a $100 HOA in this community, and as we drive around, I'm sure you started to see there are some single-story homes, some two-story homes, and this is a fairly higher-end neighborhood, though. We're going to look at homes that are between 2,000 and 5,500 square feet, so we're going to see a lot of nice-sized homes. There are plenty in this community that are 4,000 plus, and In the past year or so, we're looking at sale prices from $570,000 up to $780,000. So we're starting to get into some higher price points here in Settlers Mill. And you know, the thing I like about this neighborhood, and that I think you can kind of see here, is everybody has a decently sized yard. The houses aren't right on top of each other. You're looking at most people having somewhere between 1/3 of an acre and 1/2 an acre. So it gives you a little bit of separation versus some of the other neighborhoods where you may only be looking at, you know, 0.2 to 0.25 acres and having, you know, maybe, you know, 20 feet between you and your next door neighbor. So looking at a lot of really great, beautiful homes. It's a big neighborhood, a lot of cul-de-sacs. So there's gonna be a lot of driving through like that and having to do the old spin around here. So you do really get these individualized little streets off of some of the longer ones, but it does create nice, you know, quiet environments. If, you know, I know I have a 5-year-old, when she goes out on her bicycle, I want to know that she's safe. You know, even just driving around in our cul-de-sac that we live on, but knowing that you only have to deal with 6 or 7 other houses in your little section is often really nice. Or if you're just looking for a little bit of a more quiet atmosphere and you don't want to be on a big long stretch. So all right, let's just, we're going to continue to drive, play the music, and then, you know, we've got a few more minutes here, and I will see you at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those below and I'll reply to them as soon as possible. Also be sure to check out the description because I'll have links down there for home searches for each of the neighborhoods we looked at today, as well as a home search for the greater Jamestown area. So if you are in the market, no matter when you're watching this video, you can see what's actively for sale. Then when you're ready, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My team and I are here, and we would absolutely love to help you with your move to the Williamsburg area. In the meantime, don't forget to like this video, share it with anyone else you know, and then subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram at David Tortellini EXP. Again, my name is David Tortellini. Thank you so much for watching.